What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Today is Friday. It's November 18th, 2022. It is Friday. Woo! Thank you for coming by. My name is Jeremy. This is my first cup of coffee today. It's decaf. Was just about to go live, and actually, countdown was already going, and realized I forgot cream for my coffee, so it's sitting right here. Cream. I didn't even have time to put it back in the fridge. Good morning, Frank. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, Mark. And to all the rest of you, whether you're watching now or maybe in the future, but it's your present, not the future. It's too early to be philosophical like that. I hope you're well. I hope you had a great Thursday. I hope you're looking forward to a wonderful Friday and a great weekend. And I hope all of your dreams come true. Good morning, Andy. Thursday, had a number of meetings, did a bunch of work, sent out some orders. We had a big wholesale order come in yesterday. I got that out the door. That was nice. And started chipping away. Some of you will see it if you haven't already. We are starting to make a big push into the consulting side of what Whistlekick offers. It is the big thing that we are investing in for 2023. My goal, and maybe you can help me with this, I want to work with at least a dozen schools. I want to have a dozen schools that we are working with by the end of 2023. Already have 2. And that's 12 on a recurring basis, like a monthly retainer sort of thing. So if you know anyone that has a martial arts school that would like to see some growth in their martial arts school and do it the Whistlekick way, let me know. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Jared. Jared, did you see the Facebook message I wrote you back? Need you to read that, buddy. Brian says the first Thursday of December, he's officially starting Tai Chi. That's awesome. Are you doing that with Tommy? I hope so. That sounds great. So what else did I do? Meetings, went to the gym, had a great workout at the gym, dropped some orders off at the post office. You know what I had to do? So here's what happened. So I had a simple order come in. It was just a helmet. And then about midday, one of probably our best current customer, it's a martial arts school in Texas, put another like 10-piece order in. Kind of sounds like chicken nuggets, doesn't it? Put another order in. And I'm pulling items, and the warehouse is a disaster. It's a nightmare, or at least it was. And I couldn't find, there was a pair of red gloves, and there was one in inventory, and there was a red helmet, and there was one in inventory, and I couldn't find either. And I went through the 2 places they should have been and couldn't find them, and it was driving me nuts. And I said, you know what? I've already had to send an order out to this customer without things. I need to be 100% sure. And I refunded them and I told them and everything. Good morning, Dennis. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm going to take 15 minutes and I'm going to sort some things out and I'm going to arrange and clean, and not so much clean, but I broke things down because there were 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. There were 8 boxes from the last shipment that were sitting there in various states. Like, each one had like 5 items here or 10 items there. And it took up all the floor space. And there was so much prep done up there for the VIP bundles with all the books and everything that just the place was nuts. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take 15 minutes. I'm going to clean up. I'm going to get rid of some of the boxes that don't need to be here. I'm going to sort some things a little bit. And guess what? I found those 2 items. So moral of the story, be clean and orderly. Then it says, happy Friday, everybody. For those about to drink their first cup, we salute you. Is it improper for someone who never served to salute, to physically salute? I always wondered that. Have any of you served? Do you know? Does anybody know the answer to that question? So that was yesterday. Made nachos for dinner because why not? Today, there are a number of meetings going on. 2 kind of important ones. Craig and I are doing a debrief from the MATIC Level 1 training on Sunday. We're going to talk about what we did right, what we did wrong, how to unpack it, next steps. By the way, if you are a martial arts school and you would like to host that training, if you can commit to 5 slots, we can do it. If you can commit to putting forward 5 people, so basically $1,000, we will advertise it, we'll promote it, we'll get other people to come in, and we will split the extra, the beyond 5 money with you. We don't have the specific details on that, but that's something Craig and I have agreed on. Like, that makes sense for our business model. Jenny says, moral of the story, tell my boys to clean their room, please. Well, if they can't find anything, then yeah, they should probably clean their room. Frank says they saluted in the Boy Scouts. Okay, so it's not exclusively military, so that's good. Okay, then we saluted. I find it interesting how different salutes are. Some salutes are like horizontal, and then you get other people that are just like, it's like 2 fingers over here. It's like vertical. You know, what's the relationship between angle of salute and other things? I don't know. Now, Jenny, I am not your child, but I know that if my mother wanted me to clean, the best thing she could have done for me in hindsight would have been to get me like organizational storage totes and bins, like those plastic shelves or totes that stack or something that I can sort things into. That I would have used those. Now, even if they don't sort things properly, they'll probably put all their stuff into them, and that will probably still look better. Oh, she says, I did. Well, then I'm out of ideas. I don't know what else to tell you. Frank says in the Scouts, they saluted with 3 fingers like this. I wanted to be a Boy Scout, but Boy Scouts happened the same night as karate. So I was never a Boy Scout. I think I would have been a good Boy Scout. I like merit badges. Oh, coffee is good. Oh, well, I was going to put a little bit of that in. What? Maybe I'll make a second cup. She says, teenagers going to be teenagers. Yep. So the other meeting today that is of importance is another debrief from Free Training Day. Andrew and I went through, we did a bunch of stuff for ourselves, and we have a meeting that other people are going to be attending as we do 2 things. One, we make plans on how to make Free Training Day Northeast better for 2023. And also take all of the learnings and build out a playbook for launching and growing a Free Training Day. We had 3 of them this year. I would not be surprised if we have more than 3 next year. I don't know how many, but this is my guess. And I want them to grow to profitability as quickly as possible, because I don't expect that everyone else is going to sit around and invest money and invest money and invest money, hoping for a payoff later, like I did with Free Training Day Northeast. The first couple of years didn't lose much, but there was no sign of making money. And here we are. It looks like we're going to be, yeah, I can say confidently. There's still numbers missing from the sheet that I have to plug in, but this is our first profitable Free Training Day. Didn't make much money, but it made some money, a little bit. Kelly says, my dad once started just throwing my stuff out the window to get me to clean. It's such a dad response, isn't it? Dennis says, according to my military friends, while not expressly disallowed, civilians should not salute. Example, during the national anthem, military personnel will salute the flag, while civilians should hold their right hand over their heart. And see, that was kind of my impression, was that the salute is rooted in military action, and there are some things culturally that come out of the military, and we have a sense of that in the martial arts, because most of us, if we don't now, at some point trained in a school that had some militaristic traditions passed down. The idea of setting up in rows and rank, these are kind of military-like traditions. And just as you don't wear your uniform when you're not training, you don't wear it out and about, you don't wear it to Comic-Con, you don't wear it trick-or-treating, you don't salute if you're not in the military. You don't put one of those, you don't claim to be a veteran if you're not, stuff like that. Jenny says to Kelly, I've bagged up and thrown away stuff that sat on their floor for too long. Didn't bother them at all. They just lived without the stuff. They are stubborn. Wonder where they get that from. That's funny. And Dennis says, with regard to free training day Northeast and the profitability, it was my twerking session that put us over the top. Absolutely. Mark says he found us back from YouTube. Good morning. Good morning to you, Mark. What else is going on today? I was going to have lunch with a friend, but the dog's got to go to the vet. And so he and I are going to reschedule, which is a bummer because I haven't seen him in a bit. But this is a nice dog. I like this dog. She's a sweet pit bull mix. And I'm trying to remember my schedule. I got plenty of work to do. But then this weekend, I got nothing. And I'm really looking forward to doing nothing. And by nothing, I mean doing things around the house. There's still snow outside. It snowed a little more yesterday. So my outdoor winter prep is all but done. I can pull the stake for the bird feeder. I don't think there's much else. This will melt. And once it melts, then I'll deal with the last of the leaves because there was no point in dealing with it before they all came off the trees. I have neighbors who just obsess over blowing their leaves and raking their leaves and everything, and that's not me. I have neighbors who, they just can't stand the leaves. Well, if you understand how this all works, the leaves create a layer, and the worms and the bugs can hang out under the leaves and improve the soil all the way to the top if you let them. Which is why I take the leaves and they go in my garden beds. I don't understand everyone's obsession with grass and it all being uniform. It doesn't make any sense to me. And he says, have you been out shooting yet? I had my last firearms lesson almost 2 weeks ago, a week ago Monday. And shot well. It was my first time with a shotgun. But I don't hunt or anything, so no out shooting, no shooting outside. Like Jay says, the salute is generally reserved for military and law enforcement in more formal situations, at least in my experience. That said, there are organizations like Scouts that have their own version. Okay, interesting. That's why the three fingers, it kind of pays homage without directly stealing it. I'm familiar with the one finger salute, but that's all I got. Good morning, Stacy Burr. So damn cold morning, all. Good morning to you. Well, it is Friday, and we do have jokes. Frank sent over some stuff for us, and I think we should take a look at that. So let's take a look at that. Thank you, as always, to Frank for doing all your work, all the great stuff on the back end, making sure I always have something to talk about. And thank you to Josh for our theme music. The jokes for Fun Day Friday. November is National Novel Writing Month. I have friends who participate in NaNoWriMo. It's a hashtag. You may have seen it on Instagram. That's what that means. So here are some jokes about books. Why are books so afraid of their sequels? Because they always come after them. What did the man say when a book fell on his head? I only have my shelf to blame. Why is a math book always unhappy? Because it has so many problems. What are the hardest books? The ones you have to force yourself to get through. Friction books. Why does a ghost need so many books? Because it goes through them so quickly. What do you do if your dog starts eating a book? You take the words right out of his mouth. Why should you not write a book on penguins? Because writing a book on paper is so much easier. Why did Shakespeare always write with a pen? Pencils were so confusing to him, to be or not to be. That's a joke that I don't know if younger people will get. Do they get that now? The different hardnesses of pencils? How many books can you fit in an empty bag? 1. After that, it's not empty. Feeling cold? Get a book. You'll still be cold, but at least you'll have a book with you. Why was the book about mountains so interesting? Because it had so many cliffhangers. What do you say when your thesaurus is stolen? Nothing. You'll be lost for words. Why did the girl keep buying so many books? Because she had no shelf control. Want to hear a joke about a book? Never mind. It's terrible. Terrible book. Why are writers always cold? Because of all the drafts. That's good stuff. Thank you, Frank. National Novel Writing Month is interesting. There are challenges that go out, and I actually know someone. We've fallen out of touch. It's overstating to call her a friend. We were friends at one point. Now I guess we're friendly acquaintances, social media friends. And she recently got a book deal, and she's the person I know the most that participated in National Novel Writing Month. And there would be, I mean, she would be aiming for multiple thousand words per day, and basically write a whole novel in a month. Which, you know, I've done that, and I know how hard it is. But kudos to Amber. Everyone's laughing. Jenny liked the penguin one. Dennis, as always, is laughing. Yeah, I like our Friday jokes. I like our Friday jokes, and I emailed Frank yesterday about this, and I'm going to say this here because I'm hoping you will maybe help me get him to do this. It has occurred to me that Whistlekick's social media and Whistlekick's newsletters, and possibly other places, would benefit from a joke or two now and then. I can think of no better person to help me with a supply of jokes to feed to various members of the team than Frank. So I emailed him and I said, hey, would you be up for doing that? And they could be recycled from other things. They should probably I think they need to be martial arts related, or at least related to the theme in the things. But maybe you all watching could chime in and tell Frank that that's a great idea and you would love to see his jokes in other places. I would appreciate that. Anybody get like halfway through their coffee and get sad that you're already halfway through your coffee? I may make a second cup of decaf. I think the days of me drinking a pot of caffeinated coffee are over, at least for a while. Is it snowing? Yep, it's snowing again. Welcome to winter. This is officially winter. When we have 3 days of snow in a row and the snow is on the ground, this is where I start to say, it's just going to snow forever. And I say that because even on days that are warm, where, you know, it's 40, we still get a little bit of snow in the morning or the evening when it cools down. And you can find snow every single day. It's not quite like rain. In the summer, it doesn't rain every day. In fact, it didn't rain much this summer, but it snows every day. Jenny says, that would be amazing. I'd love to see Frank's jokes popping up around Whistlekick. Please, Frank. Lovely Jay says, my next discipline will be book writing and participating in NaNoWriMo. My father-in-law finished 6 children's books this year. It's amazing. That's awesome. I'm pumped to hear that. What will you write about? I have told Jenny that that starting in 2023, well, for 2023, I will write the next Katana Chronicles novel, the sequel to Faith. It's time. I needed time to digest what came out in that book. For those of you who don't know, there was a tremendous amount of personal stuff built into those characters. All of those people were based on people I knew. And some of them were people I had to work things out with through the book, because working things out in person wasn't going to happen. Some of it positive, some of it not. some of the things that happened in that book led to real world consequences. But it's time. It's been, what, 2 years now? Yeah, it's been 2 years. So it's time to write the next book. Dennis says, looks like a good weekend to put up the Christmas tree. Jenny disagrees with her eyes rolling emoji. You know, if you want to put up a Christmas tree, put up a Christmas tree. If you don't want to put up a Christmas tree, don't. I don't know if I'm going to have a Christmas tree. I have some ornaments and they're nice. I might get a Christmas tree. What I've done in the past is I've let's see. Have I purchased one? I haven't purchased one in a long time. Maybe ever. I don't remember. But what I've done, I think it was last year, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, somebody gave me a tree. They saw like a half dead tree at a church tree sale and they're like, here, have a tree. And I walked around and found a scrubby pine and took a big branch off of it and put it in a vase. And I hung a couple ornaments off that. That's as far as I got. Who is it? Is it Jim Gaffigan who does the bit about how ridiculous Christmas decorating is? We're going to take a tree and bring it inside, and then we're going to take all the lights and put them on the outside of the house. Right? Like, it's silly. All right. Now, Frank also supplied us with something to talk about, which really hasn't been a challenge this morning, which I appreciate, but let's see what we got. And he says, you did a peanut tree. Yeah, very much so. Also, the best Christmas music is that Charlie Brown's Christmas and that one song that we all know. On this day in 1878, Mitsuyo Maeda was born. He's credited with bringing judo from Japan to Brazil, which led to BJJ. So here are 3 BJJ quotes. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Anybody who's trained with me, we start slow. For the first time at Free Training Day, we started to turn the speed up a little bit. And I watched people go, whoa. Had things moving really well, really slowly. And as you turn up the speed, you can see, And then we turned it up a little bit more and they got better. They did fine. Then we turned it up a little bit more and it started to break down. And I showed them where that line was. If you recognize where that line is, no matter what you're doing, and train just below that line, you can push that line up. Just like slowly adding weight if you're strength training, or slowly running faster if you're trying to get faster as a runner, things like that. Always assume that your opponent is going to be bigger, stronger, and faster than you, so that you learn to rely on technique, timing, and leverage rather than brute strength. Anybody who's worked with an early martial artist, a first day white belt, a first year white belt, it's really tough to get, especially larger men, to calm down. They have strength. They're used to their strength being a tremendous asset. They step into training and you got to go, hey, you know what? We don't need to go that hard. And there have been times, and I don't usually do this with white belts unless they're hitting me, for sparring or something. They're making contact and it hurts. And I'm like, hey, it's okay. We don't have to go that hard. That is unpleasant. Please dial it back. And if I have to, I will pop them with a side kick in the ribs and that's what you're doing to me. Can you calm down now? If you do it with love, they're usually fine. If you ask me what belt I am today, I'll tell you that I'm a white belt that never gave up. Jean-Jacques Machado. People ask me, what belt are you? I'm a black belt. Well, yeah, but what rank? I don't know. If I don't have time to answer the question with the long version, which is, why does that really matter to you? I'm about to teach you things. Are there things that you think I can't teach you unless I'm a certain number of stripes? And that requires a back and forth. But if I don't have time for the back and forth, I'll just say, I don't know. I don't remember. Because it doesn't matter. And that's the best way I've found to shut that down. I don't know. What do you mean? I don't know. Jenny says to Dennis, we are a case of opposites making great friends. I believe Christmas should wait until after Thanksgiving, if not until December. You were celebrating Christmas on November 1st. Let's not even get into your taste in movies, but we make great friends. By the way, I think it was, did I put up the photos? I think I put up photos yesterday from Free Training Day Northeast and I tagged everybody I could see in there at least once. So I hope people go through and help and tag other people and everything. But there are a couple pictures that Andrew took of Jenny laughing that are utterly amazing. I love them. I get to the first one, I'm like, oh, that's a great picture. And then the next two just get even better. So Jenny, I'm hoping you saw those. Jenny likes the quotes. Hello, Gad. Hope you are well. So we're starting to wind down. I was doing the holiday promotion stuff yesterday. So we've got a draft on that. And just bottom line, couple things of relevance. One, there will be 1 week of good apparel sales. Will not be as good as the best deals we had at Free Training Day Northeast. I am assuming, I'm hopeful that the factory claimed almost 2 weeks ago that they could have a shipment to me of sparring gear in 3 weeks. Well, it's been a week. I told them, I said, I need you to provide me a quote. Give me a number so I can approve it. And it's a week later, I wrote them again and said, I haven't heard anything. I have never worked with a company. Actually, no, that's not true. My friend, the plumber down the street. This is the second worst organization I know of for trying to give them business. I'm trying. I'm like, can you please do business with me? They're like, But I am hopeful that we have gear. If we have gear, there will be a sale on gear. If we do not have gear, there will not be a sale. There is still some stuff. You can put together a set of red fairly easily for most people. You can put together a set of light blue if you're a very small or very large person. You can put a set of black together if you are very small or short on gloves. And there's shin guards out the wazoo in weird colors. There's a lot of weird colors going on. But and then training programs will be on sale. And I'll even tell you guys this one because you guys are kind of inner circle folks for the most part. Swag packs. There will be a sale at some point where swag packs will be buy one and get one free. The hope being that you buy one for yourself and give one to somebody else. Hopefully, somebody who doesn't already do business with us. Okay. Somebody that you can encourage to become part of our family. Gad just had 2 job interviews and got back from a walk with the dogs. Rushed here just in time to wish you all a great weekend. Well, glad you did. Hope they went well. Remember, if you want to support Patreon, and I'm working on something that should get us more stuff into Patreon, even more. I'm super pumped about that. More exclusive stuff. I'm going to keep throwing value at that until you guys in there like, I can't even believe we get all this stuff. But without taking things away that are already open and free. You can check out the family page for all the stuff. Have you left a review on Apple Podcasts, Google, Facebook, and a rating on Spotify? You don't have to have an iPhone to do that. You don't have to subscribe to Spotify to do that. You do need a Google account or a Facebook account to do those, but most of you do. If you haven't done all 4 of those are the 4 biggest things you can do to help us out. And they are the easiest. Stacy says, crawling back under the covers. Have a good day, all. And that's where we're going to end. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate you. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I'll see some of you later for a meeting. And to the rest of you, see you Monday. Take care, everybody. Peace.